Welcome to our podcast, episode 114 on Hazbin Hotel. Today, finally going to talk about Hazbin Hotel, seeing that, for me recently, you know, it released, so finally the first season is out. Gotta wait like another year for season two, but you know, you know, sometimes you just have to be patient. But yeah, finally, let's get to talk about, not just the pilot, because if I had done this earlier, like, then I would be only talking about the pilot, but it's a good thing that I waited a bit and didn't do it initially. So yeah, let's just begin with talking about the pilot, seeing that's, what started it. I enjoyed the pilot. I don't know how close I would have watched it to its release, but I probably did watch it around its release. When did it release again? Now I gotta quickly check that up. Pilot released in 2019. Yeah, I probably watched it near its release. So yeah, most likely. I can't be for certain, but probably. But yeah, the pilot, sets up for everything. Although, I guess it would be slightly inconvenient to those, who are watching the show proper on, you know, uh, Amazon Prime, that, it's on a different platform. But, at least it's free to watch, so, you know, but still, you know, in the context of a show, like sometimes it's good to know, you know, all the information, like if you want to be invested in the story. But yeah, my favorite character's definitely got to be Alistair. Always with his smile on his face, planning things, probably, you know, something, you know. Guess we'll have to wait and see, what those plans may be. They'll probably start to show more than season two. But for now, just have to wait. And another highlight of, Hazbin Hotel is the music, which I definitely think my favorites are from the pilot, like Alistair's song is pretty good. From the actual season proper, State Gone and Hell's Greatest Dad are two of my favorites, same as Respectless and Poison and Loser Baby. So yeah, those are all pretty good songs. So yeah. But yeah, the season proper, 8 episodes, which seems to be like the standard now for a lot of shows. I remember back in my day, it used to be like 20 episodes a season. Now it's 8, which I guess not always is a bad thing. It depends. But it definitely means there's less chance for interesting stories today. Like obviously with a 20 episode like season, obviously sometimes there'll be story arcs that are, you know, boring or pointless. Like it inevitably happens. But that can, happen even in modern shows today. So, with 8 episodes, it just, you know, makes it even more important that you get story right off the bat. Like, the story is done concisely, but also in the right way. But, yeah. I think probably what would be my favorite episode from the first season, because I think I relatively enjoyed them all for the most part. Although 4 was sort of like out of the blue, like actual like dark topics in episode 4. But I also had like 2 of the best songs. So, but yeah, 4 is definitely, the most, I guess, controversial out of them all because it deals with the heavy topic of, you know, sexual abuse. So, if or if not, Vizzy popped in the right way is, up to debate. But, you know, overall for that episode, I think it was put together, I guess, fairly good. Yeah, again, I'm not a proper judge for it since, I've never been, sexually abused, so I cannot put any comment onto, that subject matter. But I think overall it was a, I guess, competent episode where not it, you know, isn't, something that should have been tackled is, up to debate. But I don't know. 4 definitely was, you know, is would interesting be the right word? Because, yeah, again, it's controversial. So I guess I'll just leave it at, you know, it, it, it was the most, you know, totally different episode out of them all. So, yeah. Compared to, like, everything else, like, in the season, where, focuses on, its crude form of humor a lot more. Lots of swears, honestly. Yeah, people make the criticism of too many swears, and I agree. Like, honestly, like, there's a fine line between, you know, you know, having, you know, a good amount of swears and swearing too much. And the Hazbin Hotel definitely falls into the category of using swears way too much. Like, because after you hear so many swears, like, constantly, it becomes meaningless. It becomes dead air. Like, because if you're going to have swearing in, the series, you probably want to make certain, it's, there, but not overly noticeable. So yeah, that I definitely agree that that should probably be improved, but you know, I doubt it will be because, Hell of a Boss has already been going for, 2.5, well, 1.5 seasons technically, but it's on its second season midway through. So, yeah, I don't know. Because, some, shows have, only like one swear like per season or like per episode, you know, like sometimes, the swears are used more carefully to, you know, make more emphasis on the swear that when it happens, it's like it's a big moment. Like I haven't watched Breaking Bad, but I know apparently in the show it uses one swear per season. Apparently, yeah, again, I haven't watched the show. Probably should watch Breaking Bad at some point, but it purposely uses, you know, the one swear very effectively, the one swear rule per season, you know, very well. And for me, like, who's, does my own story with my own characters and I don't swear, like, if I do ever, choose to swear, it's probably going to be like the one and only time where Michael swears. Like, it have to be like a huge moment, like in my series, like in my story. Like, if Michael ever swears, it's like, I guess I guess, um, like ultimate moments, like, it's like, I don't know how it would be done for my thing, but if Michael is ever going to swear, it's going to be once, and it'll have to be a moment of extreme importance. So yeah, but yeah, that swearing, you know, if swears are too much or too little is most of the time subjective, but using it too much is probably like an objective downside, like because it's like almost like every 5 to 10 seconds you hear one, like you hear every character basically use one, except for like the only two exceptions seem to be like uh Charlie and Alistair, like when I heard, Charlie swear, I was like, whoa, like she swore? Like you don't expect it from those two. So I guess, at least for those two characters, I think Vizzy Pop actually did like get it right. But for everyone else, it's, you know, too much. But yeah, anyway, can babble on about, that one thing forever, But let's talk about some of the other stuff. So, like the actual story. So, you know, Heaven's, having its extermination, it was actually kept a secret from, um, the people of heaven. Like, that the seraphim knew, but no one else did. And yeah, like, I'm really looking forward to more of, the duality between heaven and hell, especially since up to like this point we haven't seen like really anything of heaven. Like that was the cherubs in that one episode of Hell of a Boss, but didn't actually get to see heaven. Only got to see, the cherubs from heaven. Um, and yeah, but actually first look at heaven, not much so far, but from surface glance it seems like, everything's fine on the surface, but could there be cracks in the society of heaven? Could there be, bad stuff going on that's unknown? We don't know, and we probably won't know till season 2. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Looking forward to, the story stuff. But yeah. Hopefully, that will get, expanded on and, get to see more of it. And hopefully now we've been introduced to, all the characters there will be. Because I do agree with another criticism, which is that there's a few too many characters. Like it is definitely taking away from the main cast a little bit when, new characters are constantly introduced. Not to say, you can't have multiple characters because, I have multiple characters, like, but the thing is, like, they have been introduced a lot more slowly, like, you don't get introduced to, like, a ton of new characters at once, like, most of the time, like, if there are gonna be, a few new characters, the most there'll be is, like, 5 or something, like, new characters, because, when, Michael meets a new group or whatever, like, the investigation agency members, like, he met Moonshine, Gordon, and I think that was about it. Moonshine and Gordon in the same day, so that was only 2, but still, during like the sea arc, there was 2 brothers. There was the hazard guy that seemingly was going a bit crazy. There was a new living darkness, enemy from Michael, future Kevin, which I guess technically counts. I'll count that as like half a character because there was already Kevin. But yeah, that's like 4.5 characters in one episode. So Yeah. So yeah, you know, it can happen when, multiple characters can be introduced at once, but, you know, you don't want to overdo the amount of characters, otherwise you get so many characters at once. Like, there's a balance between, time and characters introduced where, Fizzy Pop seems to be, introducing, new characters like almost every episode, like tons of characters like every episode. But, none of them really get fleshed out properly. And, yeah, it's a big problem of, Hazbin Hotel and Hoverbots that sometimes the quantity can be a lot. Like, like, it can be a lot. Especially seeing that seems like, especially with Hazbin, that it seems to indicate that a lot of these introduced characters will be potentially important down the line. So, yeah. Hoverboss, has a little bit less of that, luckily. But still, you know, new characters all the time is not, great. But then again, I have, 60 plus characters at this point. But I'm just saying, you know, yeah, again, 2,000 plus videos I've done. So, the introduction of those 60 characters were, those 60 plus characters were introduced over a lot longer time. Like, over the last few years, So, yeah, like, it's a lot more balanced because, characters will, be introduced and then may eventually die off, but then come back again and then die off again and come back again. I can't keep my characters dead for long, it seems. Like, it always feels like my characters come back for one reason or another. That's why I'm finally trying to kill off, some permanently because, you know, it's become too many to keep a track of. So, you know, that's why I've been doing, a lot of, clearing up things, saying, things back to zero. But, don't, want to fully, reset everything. Some people have to survive, but yeah, like, too many characters can quickly become overwhelming. And I feel like Vizzy Pop may learn that the hard way. Because, if it stays at 8 episodes a season for Hazbin Hotel, it'll quickly become a problem if they want to try and keep in everyone. Because, it becomes, hard to, flesh them all out if you want them to be important. But yeah. overall, I enjoy Hazbin Hotel. I'm definitely looking forward to season 2. Looking forward to how the story progresses. Definitely will hopefully, enjoy whatever music is created from it. And yeah, and I love Alistair, creepy demon that he is. Literally, like, you know, you know, kind of stole him for my own story. But, he played, his own role in my story. You know, he helped, in me trying to kill off more characters, so he was a means to an end, and, you know, he too died off, in that episode, so yeah. Shame though, because that means I'll never be able to use the radio demon voice changer again um, with voice mod. But there's always others that could potentially show up that I also use voice changer from. Maybe a certain one-eyed triangle that looks like the Illuminati could return. I mean, I'm already, hinting towards the next, you know, Deus Ex / Illuminati plot line. So, why not have another one-eyed fellow who, is basically the Illuminati himself appear for it, even though he's supposed to be dead again. Character who's supposed to be dead, back alive. But then again, I never really confirmed if he was dead or I've kind of left it ambiguous. Because he didn't have a proper death. But still, yeah. A certain cipher may need to be decoded. I might as well just say it's Bill Cipher. Good old Bill. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, Hazbin Hotel. I definitely look forward to, what comes next. But yeah, that'll be it for this our podcast. And yeah, thank you all for watching the our podcast, and peace until next time.